Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Uttamashloke
Bhaktin Bhavadirnaistiti
Bhaktir Bhavadinashtiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Canto 1, Chapter 16, text number 2. 1:16:2. First canto, chapter 16, text number 2. The chapter heading is How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali. One 16:2. Please repeat behind me. Sa uttarasya tanayam.
Sa uttarasya tanayam.
Sa uttarasya tanayam.
Sa uttarasya tanayam.
Upayema Airavatim.
Upayema Airavatim.
Upayema Airavatim.
Upayema Airavatim.
Janame Jayadim Chaturas.
Janame Jayadim Chaturas.
Janame Jayadim Chaturas.
Jayame Janatim Chaturas.
Tasyam Utpadayat Sutan.
Tasyam Utpadayat Sutan.
Tasyam Utpadayat Sutan.
Tasyam Utpadayat Sutan.
Word by word meaning. Saha.
Saha.
He.
He.
Uttarasya.
Uttarasya.
Of King Uttara.
Of the Uttara.
Tanayam.
Tanayam.
Daughter.
Daughter.
Upayami.
Upayami.
Married.
Married.
Airavatim.
Airavatim.
Airavati.
Airavati.
Janame Jaya Adin.
Janmejaya Adil.
Headed by Maharaja Janame Jaya.
Headed by Maharaj Janmejaya.
Chaturaha.
Chaturaha.
4. Tasyam.
Tasyam.
In her.
In her.
Utpadayat.
Utpadayat.
Begot. Sutan.
Sons.
Translation and purport by Engineering is Abhay Charanav Desi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. King Parikshit married the daughter of King Uttara and begot 4 sons. Headed by Maharaja Janamejaya. Purport. Maharaja Uttara was the son of Virata and maternal uncle of Maharaja Parikshit. Airavati, being the daughter of Maharaja Uttara, was the cousin sister of Maharaja Parikshit. But cousin brothers and sisters were allowed to get married if they did not belong to the same Gotra or family. In the Vedic system of marriage, the importance of the Gotra or family was stressed. Arjuna also married Subhadra along, although she was his maternal cousin sister, Janamejaya, one of the Rajarishi king and the famous son of Maharaja Parikshit. His mother's name was Airavati, or according to the some Madravati. Maharaja Janamejaya begot 2 sons of the name Janatega and Sangukarana. He celebrated several sacrifices in the Kurukshetra pilgrim site, and he had 3 younger brothers named Shutasena, Ugrasena and Bhimasena. Bhimasena too. He invaded Takshashila, Ajanta, and he decided to avenge the unlawful curse upon his great father, Maharaja Parikshit. He performed a great sacrifice called Sarpa Yajna to kill the race of serpents, including the Takshaka, which had bitten his father to death. On request from many influential demigods and sages, he had to change his decision to kill the race of snakes. But despite stopping the sacrifice, he satisfied everyone concerned in the sacrifice by rewarding them properly. In the ceremony, Mahamuni Vyasadeva also was present, and he personally narrated the history of the battle of Kurukshetra before the king. Later on, by the order of the Vyasadeva, his disciple Vaisambhayana narrated before the king the subject matter of Mahabharata. He was much affected by his great father's untimely death and was very anxious to see him again. and he expressed his desire before the great sage Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva also fulfilled his desire. His father was present before him, and he worshipped both his father and Vyasadeva with great respect and pomp. Being fully satisfied, he most munificently gave charities to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Hare Krishna. So, this sloka mainly talked about the great souls like Maharaja Parikshit, Janamejaya, Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva's disciple Vaisambhayana. So, there are many great souls we are discussing in this sloka. Specifically here, Uttarasya Tanayam. So Uttara means two Uttaras are there.
Wife.
One is male, one is female. One Uttara is wife of Abhimanyu, and another Uttara is a brother of the lady Uttara. Okay. Uttara. So the Virata king, he had one son and one daughter, Uttar and Uttara. So when the Pandavas were in the incognito mode, they were in the Ajnanavas after the exile. During the exile, they were the last 1 year they have to be in the Ajnanavas. So that time they were in the Virata kingdom. So they were all serving the Virata king palace, but in the different form. King was not aware that these are all Pandavas. So everybody taking a one service they were doing in that. They act as a servant in the Virata king palace. And Arjuna took the position of a dance master. So Arjuna is kind of he was in the form of Brahma, means he is not in the, he is in a lady form. Female form. Yeah, he is in the female form, and he was teaching dance to the Uttara. So, and later, because that he is an expert in dance also. He is not only expert in the fight, he is expert in dance as well. So he was teaching the dance, and later the Virata king, he came to know that these are all Pandavas are working in my kingdom. So he was so honored. So how come Pandavas are the great devotees are working in my kingdom? So he got very pleased with them. And he immediately asked that, because he came to know that Arjuna is teaching dance to his daughter. So immediately told, you get married to my daughter. Then Arjuna told, I am a master. So it's a master and disciple, it's kind of a daughter to me. So I can't marry to her. But I have a son. So it's Abhimanyu. So you can get married to her. If you want your daughter to be in my family, so you can give your daughter to my son, so that she will be in our home. That's the reason. So Uttara got married with Abhimanyu. So then later, the Abhimanyu had to meet the war, the Kurukshetra, the great war. There he couldn't come back. They got married, and within few months only he had to go to the war. So when he was going to the war, that time she was pregnant. Uttara was pregnant. So he came out and he went to the war, but he couldn't return back. So later, what happened? Everybody aware that the Ashwatthama, yes, in the Vedic culture, the Brahmanas are giving in the topmost position. They are the head of the kingdom. Why we are calling them as the head of the kingdom? Because they are acting as a brain. So the kings, if you hear the histories, all the kings, many of the kings, they got the kingdom with a very young age. Maybe after 12 years, some kings got the kingdom in 12 years, 13 years, 14 years. So that kind of age only they got the kingdom. Say they may not aware of all the affairs of this society. So for that, always the kings get the advice from Brahmanas. So Brahmanas, they are the via medium between the society and the king. Because kings always they were in the palace, they may not aware what is happening. They may not, because they are always in the lavish setup. So they are always in the enjoyable mode. Because how the citizens are there, what is any problem with the citizen, and how to avoid it, how to counteract. So all those things the Brahmanas used to give the idea to them. So always they are dependent on the Brahmanas. And also the Brahmanas, they won't get any salary. They won't work for any salary. Why without any salary they are working? Because whatever their requirement, everything will be fulfilled without asking. So whatever they want, the earlier days, there is no entertainment other than reading Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam. They would, scriptures only their entertainment. And also there is no cinema hall and malls and all. So they won't go anywhere.
No shopping.
So, no shopping. So all the Brahmanas, they are only pattern. They will read the scriptures and they will teach the scriptures. So they are always, their time is that only. So what is the basic need for them? Because, and also the Brahmanas, they are supposed to voluntarily take they need to take they should be in the poor mode. Always. They should, voluntarily they should take the poverty. Or they should always depend on the Lord. That is the way they have to live. They should not accumulate any wealth. Even they should not accumulate the food grains also. So it is said in the ideal Brahmana, it is said that whatever the food grains he should take bhiksha. So whatever the bhiksha he is getting on the particular day, he has to use that only. And if it is any grains also extra, that should be distributed before the sunset. So that is the ideal Brahmana, they should live in that way. So there are many Brahmanas lived in that way also. And other things, there are Brahmanas, they are the qualified Brahmanas, they used to give the advice to the kings, and kings used to satisfy their basic needs, whatever needs. So there is no scarcity for them. So they don't need of any salary or any money. They are used to give the advice to the kings. So that is the position of Brahmanas. So the kings also give the great position to Brahmanas also in their when they are ruling. So in their whatever the happenings in their kingdom, they will get the advice from the Brahmanas. So the Brahmanas' position is exalted. And whatever the yajna that they need to do, the Brahmanas again they will advise him, do this yajna, do this charity. How to, like currently whatever the IAS, IPS officers in the current society, the current modern civilization, they are giving the advice. The politicians, they are not aware of what is happening in the West. And what is need to given, and what is our capacity. All those things they don't know. They just got the vote and they are politicians. So in order to give the advice, the IAS, IPS officers are there. What is needed, what need to be done, how much our capacity. So all those advices, the IAS, IPS are.
How much money is there?
Yeah.
Gajana also.
So all those things they used to give. So the similar work, but currently it is it's kind of a, now politicians, they are forcing the IAS officers, I need to get a next year vote, so I need to give any free, so you make arrangement for that. So they are mispromise, they are giving the wrong promise and all to the people to get the vote. So in order to make that, so the government need to suffer. Currently the government is suffering with the great loads. Why? Because of the unqualified politicians. They have not got the proper advice from the advisors. The advisors are giving the proper advice, ready to give the proper advices, but these guys are not ready to get the advice from them. They wanted to force them to give the advice, force them to give the plan for what they are thinking. Because of that, all these problems are happening. But in the earlier days, it was not like that. All the kings, they will stick with the Brahmanas' advices. And also some Brahmanas, sometimes the Brahmana, they will kill the king also. If something happens, if king is not proper, they will kill the king also. That much power they had. The Brahmanas, they had that much power to kill the king also. So that is the power of Brahmanas. So when Parikshit born, and also the Brahmanas beget the sons and all, they also need to get qualified as a Brahmana. Otherwise we will call it as Brahmana Bandhu. Like in the Bhagavatam we can see Aswathama. So even though he is a son of Dronacharya, a great Brahmana, but what happened? Because of his wrong association, and he happened to kill all the children of Pandavas. And in order to Means he wanted to get away from them. But what happened finally? So he raised the Brahmastra. How the Brahmastra also, it is really a very subtle weapon. How he invoked the Brahmastra? Just touching, if you see the slokas, he just touching the water and he recite the mantras. So the Brahmastra can be recited through mantras. So that is also the qualified Brahmana can do that. And that mantra can be given to the Kshatriyas also. So the incident we can see that the same mantra, Brahmastra, how to invoke and how to revoke. Both the things understood by Arjuna. But this guy, Ashwatthama, he know only how to invoke, he don't know how to revoke. So because of that, he raised that Brahmastra to kill the Parshit Maharaj, who was in the womb of Uttara. So then Uttara called the Lord and Lord saved her. So, and when Parshit Maharaj became a king and he was ruling, when the Kali Yuga entered, that time, because that time itself, when Ashwatthama started all those activities, that time also it is Kali's Prabhava, Kali's effect is getting into the country, the kingdom. That is starting of the Kali, the effect of the Kali. And next what happened? When Parshit Maharaj, he was roaming and he was thirsty and he was hungry, and that time he was going to Brahmana's the hut. There also he saw he was in the trance and he was doing but he thought, yes, he is so much of hungry and he was thirsty, he was looking for a water. He was asked the water, but he is not respected. Because the king should be respected in a proper way. Because he is the Raja. They are all Raja Rishis. But Prabhupada is mentioning that it is because of the arrangement of Krishna. Because we know that he put a dead snake on because he is not responding anything. He was in the trance. The Brahmana was in trance. So he put a dead snake on the neck. So why he put? Because he is a qualified, he is also a qualified Kshatriya. He is not a normal person. He is a Raja Rishi. And he also disciple of, he is also devotee of the Lord. So he won't act in that way, but by the arrangement of the Lord, he happened to act in that way. So then what happened? Then Brahmana's son cursed Parshit Maharaj. He has to die
7 days.
Within 7 days by the bitten of a snake, Takshaka. So that is the qualification of a Brahmana's son also. Even though the boy is less than 12 years old, small boy, his curse also getting affected. So because that is the power of the Brahmana's son, Brahmana families during that time. But slowly that is getting diverted, all the Brahmanas become Shudras. So nowadays there is no difference between very, very, very few Brahmanas we can see in this society. Qualified Brahmanas, they are doing their activity. What is their activity? They have to take care of Patan. First they have to read the Vedas, read the scriptures, and we need to teach the scriptures to us and take care of the temples, take care of the Archa Vigraha and do the Yajna. These are all the work of Brahmanas. Currently, all the places they are in the competition. Even they are ready to serve as a server work also they are doing in the hotels. So grinding, all the thing, all the work they are ready to do now. They are in the IT company also the competition is there, and government offices also competition. Everywhere they are competing. So they are degraded from their position. Because of that, South India, especially in the South India, there are in Tamil Nadu especially, there are so much of against Brahmanas. There are atheists. Those people still they are speaking about Brahmanas are need to suppress Brahmanas. Now Brahmanas are very few Brahmanas are there, but still they are trying to suppress the Brahmanas because that much anger they have on the Brahmanas. They misuse their power. That's the problem. So because they followed I am the son of Brahmana, so I born in the Tamra family, I become by default I am a Brahmana. So that is the way they take it into the caste system. They stressed on the caste system because of them only the caste system got this much widely strong in this society. Otherwise, the earliest Vedic system was what is the qualification, what is the guna of a person, they can go into that particular area. But by default, the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are by default, they have the qualities. Maybe the Vaishyas and Sudras may be here and there. But the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, because of that only, the descendants of the Brahmanas, and if you see the history, the descendants of Brahmanas and the descendants of Kshatriyas, they are following their culture. Now also the politicians are there trying to do the same thing. My descendant will take care of the next CM, first PM will be my descendants, my sons. This is happening. But earlier they were qualified Brahmanas and qualified Kshatriyas. Currently, there is no qualified people. Because why they are not qualified? Prabhupada used to say that the illiterate, the Shudras are putting the votes. Uneducated people are putting the votes. They don't know what is the effect is going to happen. What is the qualification of the person? They just simply they are putting the votes for the money or some gifts. Because of that, if the people are selecting in that, getting selected in that way, then definitely they are not going to be a good administrator. So because of that, there is a suffering. The entire world is suffering because of that. Largest democracy is America is the first largest democracy. The oldest democracy actually. Now they are also suffering. Because of the democracy, they are suffering. Because the unqualified people are coming, they are misusing their power, and the people also not in the under control, they are doing whatever they want. The society is getting degraded day by day, they are also helpless now. They are also trying to find a way to fix it. But Prabhupada used to say that if you follow the Krishna consciousness, automatically everything will be on place. And this can be, we can re-establish the Varnashrama Dharma. Currently there is no Varnashrama Dharma in the society. The Varnashrama Dharma, if you re-establish the Varnashrama Dharma, you will get the peace in the society. But currently, nobody is ready to follow that. But since we are all the devotees, we are trying to follow what Prabhupada said. So we can also, in future, probably we can establish the farm community. So if you form the farm community means automatically it will come under Varnashrama Dharma. Automatically by default it will form. Automatically it will form. So that's what Prabhupada used to say. And here in this sloka it is said that, talking about King Parishit's sons, Janamejaya. So the Parishit married, who he married? Uttar's daughter Airavati. So in the Vedic culture, it is the cousin sister can get married. But now also still it is there in South India. It is still the marriage will happen. The cousin sister, cousin brother, they will get married. For Vedic culture also it is allowed. It is not a new thing here. It is, Prabhupada is saying that it is since Vedic culture it was getting followed. So he married there. So he begat 4 children. First son is Janamejaya and 3 other sons. So the 4 sons. So the Janamejaya, he happened to know that my father got killed by untimely killed by a curse of a Brahmana. So he is supposed to take a revenge on Brahmana, but what he did? He took the revenge on all the snakes. So he called all the Brahmanas, and because they are giving that much respect to the Brahmanas. All the kings, the Raja Rishis, they used to give the respect to the Brahmanas. So he called the Brahmanas and he arranged the Sarpa Yajna. So the Sarpa Yajna, so when they started the Sarpa Yajna, he wanted to kill all the snakes in the world. So he started the Sarpa Yajna. The snakes are coming and falling in the Yajna. So that because the Brahmanas are chanting the mantras, reciting the mantras, during that time the snakes are coming and falling into the fire. So the demigods are all frightened, and they immediately came and they requested the king Janamejaya, don't do that. Yes. Only one taksha killed your father, but your entire the species you are killing, you are going to destroy the entire snake species. Don't do that, it will get a great sin for you. So like that they gave the advice to them. Then he stopped the Sarpa Yajna in the middle. Even though he stopped the Sarpa Yajna in the middle, he gave the enough gifts to all the Brahmanas, because that is the way the Brahmanas need to be treated. The who are all involved on the Sarpa Yajna, he gave enough gifts to all the people. So that is the way the Brahmanas need to be treated in the society. And one of the king called Venu. Vena. So he was he was in the young age, small age itself, he was born in a low class lady. His mother is from the low class. So because of that, his mind is always in the, it was not a pious mind. It's always have to kill somebody kind of. So even though when he was as a child, that time he was playing with his friends. If somebody speaking against him, cheating him or something they do in the while playing itself, he used to kill that person, the boy, his friend also. And his father was so much disgusted because of the son is not in the proper way, is not growing. So he was always in the disturbed mind. So he wanted to leave the kingdom. Because of the distress mood, he wanted to leave the kingdom. And then obviously what happened? This king, he became a king. So he became a king, and once the person who is not following the rules and regulations, that person became a king, what will happen? The society will be, again there will be a problem. There are so many problems again happen. Then, even though the problems are happening, the brahmanas are advising, don't do this. Because it is disturbing a society and it will be a wrong teaching to because the person, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that the person who is a great persons, whatever the way they are following, whatever the austerities or anything they are implementing in their life, the normal people, common people also follow the same thing. So if you follow all those activities, all of our kingdom will be, all the common people also do the same thing. So it will be the society will be restless. So like that what the advice him. But he was not ready to listen that. He happened to say that I am the God. So he was to listen what I am saying. So that's what he tried to do. So immediately what happened? All the brahmanas killed him. Yes, that is the way. Because this is the way we want to re-establish the dharma. There is no other way. So what they did, they killed him. So in the history also so many things happened like this. If you take Parashurama, he also happened to that same thing. He killed all the what he killed? Kings, all the Kshatriyas, kings. He is a Brahmana. He killed the Kshatriyas. 21 times he killed the Kshatriyas. So this is the way. If even the Brahmanas, if they get annoyed, then they can kill the unworthy king also. So that is the power of Brahmanas during that time. And Yajna. So they also that the Sarpa Yajna they did all the Sarpas came and died in that. So the Yajna also that much power. The mantras whatever residing with the Brahmanas also that much power they had. But later in the Kali Yuga, there is no the qualified Brahmanas are very rare, and qualified mantras also, the mantras also not aware of the people. Many of the Brahmanas, they forget all those things. Because earlier it is the Brahmastra, if you hear, we discussed that. Brahmastra also, by invoking a mantra, they can send the Brahmastras. So that is the power of the Brahmanas. But now it is become degraded in this Kali Yuga. So the Kali Yuga, what is the Yajna? The only Yajna in the Kali Yuga is, what is the Yajna? Harinam Sankirtana Yajna. So we need to do Harinam Sankirtana Yajna. So if you do the Harinam Sankirtana Yajna, it is equal to Ashwamedha Yajna, any Yajna. Those hundreds of Ashwamedha Yajna. So there are proofs also. Harinam Sankirtana Yajna, even Prabhupada demonstrated literally. When he was in Hyderabad during the time, Prabhupada time, there is a drought in Hyderabad, there is no rain. Then they invited Prabhupada there. Prabhupada came there and he did a kirtan in Hyderabad. Harinam Sankirtan. So the rain came there. So these are the recent proofs. It is not some 5,000 years back. Our Prabhupada, our ISKCON founder Acharya, he did the miracles. Yes, the Harinam has that, Harinam Sankirtan, and the Yajna, Harinam Yajna has that much power. So, and when the Krishna Balaram temple built in the Vrindavan, during that time also, all the disciples, they were asking Prabhupada. Prabhupada asked the disciple to arrange the Brahmanical Yajna. Then Prabhupada told, see, this Brahmanical Yajna, what we are doing, it is for the outside people. Because they will accept that only if you do the Brahmanical yajna, then only they will accept it. So they call it a qualified Brahmana, they read that. But this Kali Yuga, Harinam Sankirtan is the primary. So for our devotees, Harinam yajna also going on simultaneously. So he ordered the devotees to do the Harinam yajna also. Both the yajna was going on during the Krishna Balram temple of inauguration. So the Harinam yajna is the prominent in Kali Yuga. So fortunately, we are also part of that Prabhupada movement. So we are also propagate and we also promote this Harinam yajna all over the places wherever we are going. Wherever we are going, wherever we are, whoever we are meeting, we just give the Harinam to the people and do the Harinam Sankirtan. So if we do the Harinam Sankirtan, the society will be prosper. Automatically the peace will come on the society. At least the place where we are residing, that place will be peaceful. And people, we can make the people become a devotee of the Lord. That is a great thing in this Kali Yuga, not only in the Kali Yuga, the great gift we can give it to anybody. So whatever if you are giving the dress or food or shelter, it is a temporary only. Why it is temporary? That will be useful only for this lifetime. If you are giving the food, if you are giving the some education, you are giving the money, that will be useful only for this birth. After that, they won't be useful for the next life at all. They will, if they use that, misuse that, whatever you are giving, then they will be again, you will degrade. It will be going to, they will go in the next life will be degraded. And that sin also come and affect us. So if you give the Harinam to the people, to the society, what will happen? So they will also get into the progress in the bhakti, and we can also get the what we will get? Sukriti. We will get Sukriti because of that.
Society
and we will get the love of body. Now, Krishna also saying in Bhagavad Gita, who are all preaching whatever my activities and my birth, about my birth and my activities, who are preaching to the society, they are very dear to me. So if you want to dear to me, we have to preach about Krishna's activities, Krishna's birth, Krishna's activities and Harinama Sankirtan. That is the Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga. So we are very fortunate to part of that. So Prabhupada's mission. So please take it forward. We have to take it forward. There is nobody else will come and take it forward. We are a part of it. We have to take it forward. It is each and every one's duty to take it forward. So Prabhupada already predicted 10,000 years this Harinam Sankirtan will be there in this material world. So 10,000 years. So we are now only Prabhupada started 50 years over. So we are till more years are there. So in order to take it till 10,000 years, Prabhupada word should become true. It should be true, but we also take part of that so that we can also get the Sukriti from that. Hare Krishna. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
In Tamil Nadu, there is one person, Nastic person, who is the, what is the name?
Ramsam. His name is Ramsam.
Ramsam. He is most against the